All right guys, today we're gonna be testing out Andy Anderson's board and see if it can do what he claims it can, which is fix my tray flips. So this board he designed specifically to make flip tricks easier, and I'll explain a little bit about why that is. But first we just need to set the board up, and then we're gonna put it through its paces today. TJ and I are gonna play a game of skate and give you guys our thoughts on the board, how it skates, and whether or not it does actually improve your flip tricks and specifically help with your tray flip. So to set up the board today, Andy was kind enough to send me some mini logo grip along with the board, and we're actually setting up a Christmas complete. We got Tensor mag lights sent to me by RP at Dwindle. He also sent me these wheels, they're hazard wheels, and then Enjoy bearings. So super stoked to set it all up. This is kind of random, but I have heard that mini logo grip is underrated, which when I was growing up, mini logo was like the brand, like the cheapest. You did not want mini logo. It was like what you got because your mom would come to the shop and you just buy everything that was the cheapest. So I'm curious, because I've heard people say that mini logo grip is actually good. Curious to see whether that's true or not. This is gonna be wild cutting it out in a second, because you know how when you're cutting out the grip around like the nose and the tail, how it can kind of get hairy? This has so many angles along the nose and the tail that it'll be interesting to see like how I can cut it out. All right, we've got a crusty, rusted old razor here. Let's see if we can do it all in one cut. So this is where it gets really interesting. I'm probably gonna botch it, but I know it like comes in and curves back out. Yeah, we'll see in the end if I got that right. It's so funny because normally you kind of can anticipate where the board is about to curve, but I am like completely like just, I don't know, muscle memory is not helping me here. I'm like not sure where I'm actually cutting at. Leave it in the comments below what you guys think about this new shape from Andy Anderson. Would you ride it, or is it too crazy? Yeah, quite a few imperfections in this grip job. But so as I do this, I'll explain to you guys kind of some of the features of this board that Andy explained to me. So first off, if you see this part where I'm cutting, if you see how there's like this corner here, there's a point here and a point here, and then right here it's like an inward curve. And what that does is that makes this point of your tail more prominent, so it's like easier to hit. And the reason he did that is because that is the point of your tail that comes in contact with the ground with tray flip. So he was trying to make a board that would turn over easier for tray flips, and that's why you see that curve on both kicks. Which is, you know, I don't think anybody's ever done that before. Low-key, he kind of stole my idea. I was gonna make a thing that made like tray flips easier. I'll still do it in another video, but we were on the same wavelength with that. What do you think about this graphic, TJ? Like this graphic?
I think it's very metal. I think it's very like the not as spit.
Yeah. Another feature about this board is, oh man, look how L mini logo grip, dude. Look at that. Like every time I poke through it, like ripped it. Whatever. Another feature about this board, besides just this curve right here, if you see how these wings right here, it's like it's skinny in the middle of the board, and then it has these wings that like protrude out. He did that because if you watch pro skaters, sometimes they have different types of kick flips for different like types of situations. So for like a frontside flip, you'd be flicking off this point, or for like a crook nollie flip, people aren't flicking off like the kick of the board, they're flicking right here. So if you want to do a really fast kick flip, you flick kind of off this wing. Whereas if you want a really high boosted kickflip, you flick more off the nose. And so he raised up this wing right here so that for those kind of like quick kickflips where you're trying to do like maybe like a lot of people nollie flip out of this region. If you want that quick flick kind of off the side rather than doing the full nose, that's why that's elevated, as well as if you're trying to do like an inward heel. This part, because it's raised, you're gonna get better contact with your heel on that point of the board. So the other thing that probably doesn't apply to most people is if you see, because these wings protrude out, they're also higher than the middle of the board. So what that does is when he's doing dark slides, it basically creates a lock, because on your board, on the bottom of the board, you've got your trucks. So like if you slide too far over, your trucks will like catch you on the rail. When you're doing dark slides, you don't have that. So what he did was he created this wing, kind of lets you know when you're getting too far to the edge on dark slides. Not that it's gonna save you, but he said it's like kind of like a warning marker to know, you know, are you in the middle or are you falling to the side on your dark slides, to give you more feedback to know how things are going with your dark slide, which, I mean, honestly, that probably applies to like very few people in the world, but I know that's one feature that he specifically designed the middle of the board for, so that's pretty interesting. Dude, it's been so long since I've set up a Christmas complete. I don't like switching things out except for my board. I should really invent like a skate tool that's a drill, like electric, like a little electric drill that's like specifically for skaters. Honestly, why am I not doing that? It makes a lot of sense. And it would have like a little, see how this has like a spot for like where the tool like sits in there? Even though I lost it. You could have like a drill with like all this stuff. You could have a axle, rethreader. It could be like the ultimate skate tool. And then it'd have rechargeable batteries somehow. All right, shout out Hazard wheels. These are the Clay Kreiner Pro model for Hazard. The shape we're looking at. Probably go logo in. I'll go logo in. And then the Enjoy bearings, super random. I had no clue that they made bearings, but it's probably like a different company's bearings and they just threw their branding on it. But yeah, super stoked. Thank you, Dwindle. Everybody hates on Dwindle, but I appreciate Dwindle for hooking me up with all this stuff. I do 2 washers on the inside to try and push on my board I do 3 washers on the inside and then a 4th on the outside. I'm going crazy with the washers. Dude, it is really satisfying setting up a complete skateboard, I'm not gonna lie. This is crazy though, because this is not like just setting up stuff that I wouldn't like normally ride. Not that I have anything against this, it's just like I have what I like and I stick with it and I don't really branch out. So it's crazy setting up something so wild, especially like Andy's board, but it'll be interesting to try it out. All right, well, here we go. There's the full Andy Anderson complete. Shout out to Dwindle for hooking up with the Hazard wheels, Enjoy bearings, Tensor trucks, and then Andy and Powell for sending me his new twin tail. I'm gonna roll around on it and I'm gonna give TJ a chance to roll around on it. And then we're gonna play a game of skate and give you kind of like our thoughts on it, if it does do everything that Andy is claiming. Do the tray flips in another video and just do the game of skate.
Oh, yeah,
dude, this is crazy. I gripped this so bad. You can see the right there and then over here as well. Look at this combo, the dunks with the Andy Anderson board. That is something. The trucks are gonna trip me out. They definitely need some time to like break in a bunch more time. All right. Okay, roll with me. Let's go to the quarter pipe. Well, this feels so different. It's also just like the different trucks and wheels and everything. But I didn't want it to feel like my board. I wanted it to feel completely different. Let's hit the Euro. Whoa! Oh, man. Dude, it's so light. Here, I'll come to you. It's so light. That was crazy. It like, I wasn't even trying, it just like popped up so much. Oh, I almost died rolling in because these kicks are so long and like they protrude out so far that as I was rolling into the quarter pipe, I like was not used to that at all. All right, let me, I'm gonna back 180 the pyramid and then back 180 the Euro, and then I'll have you take it for a whirl. Oh man. See if I can do a first try kickflip. I crouched down and like it did not feel stable. Part of that's just that the bushings aren't broken in, so they just feel unstable, but third try is the charm. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it feels, it's weird because like I did that ollie, it felt so springy and light. But then when I went to flip it, it's like, it feels like kind of like hard to flip in a way, which isn't a bad thing. Because like when you get used to flipping big boards, you get like more grip and the flick feels nice, but it's just different. I was gonna do more, but I can't. I need to let you have a warm up on it and then we'll play a game of skate. This guy, dude.
That was surprisingly balanced. Let me try that one again. Ah, man. Oh. All right. I will say on that first nose manual though, the shape from the bottom bolts up really helped me with balance, especially on these egregiously loose trucks.
All right, let's see a kickflip. Dude, this board has put us both on the ground. I do feel like it's just such a different feeling. There's grip and like board under your feet in places where there shouldn't be and not in others where there should be.
Okay.
There you go. Should we tighten the trucks and then play a game of skate?
All right, let's try to be fair and balanced. Oh yeah, baby, we're back in business.
All right, once we're done with this game of skate, I think we'll sit down and actually give you our first impressions of skating the board. Okay, Rochambeau. Dang, dude.
I'll count it.
Let's just go 3 letters, SK8. Oh, man. Oh.
Okay. Oh, man. Okay.
Well, how did it feel?
I'll tell you when I land one.
Man, sometimes it feels like my board and other times it feels completely different.
Okay.
Probably should have put my trucks on it because getting used to new trucks is like brutal. I feel like I'm starting to feel out the board a little bit. Oh. Oh no. Redo? I'm hyped I even got that close. No! Oh my gosh! If you look at it, I think he said it's like 825 right here, but then these wings come out, and that's where my feet are landing. So I'm like almost expecting it to be this wide, but then it's this wide. So I've caught Primo like 3 times, I think. Oh man, looks like another local Joe lost today. Shane O'Neill. Damn. Good game, dude. Before we give our thoughts, dude, let's each try one tray flip. I want to do a whole video just on tray flips, but a little sneak peek right here. You try one and I'll try one.
Okay.
Whoa. That looked like that one caught the sweet spot.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh my gosh, that thing popped up. All right, that's all you get to see. We'll do a full video on tray flips another time. What are your thoughts, TJ, on the board?
It's kind of a mixed bag. I feel like I had some advantages in certain areas. I know Andy really loves his pivots, his manis, and I felt like that's where I felt comfortable with it, just because I also love my manual tricks. And so definitely good pressure points along this area. When it came to the kickflip, I could see the direction that it was going. Oh wait, no, I think that's your mark.
No, that's yours. You're irregular.
That's mine. Yeah, so I thought the flick pattern was good.
It's almost like you flick towards that point, right?
Exactly. In terms of tray flips, I'm not sure where that's gonna go.
Yeah, let's not worry about the tray flips because
Of course.
another video. Yeah, so my thoughts on the board are, the board itself, it does feel a little weird, but I feel like more it just looks weird than actually like being weird, if that makes sense. Because he talked about that like the board is really just made to accentuate the natural pressure points that we normally use on like popsicle boards. But this just like brings the pressure points and like the angles out and like accentuates them. So at the end of the day, it didn't actually feel like a whole lot different. The main thing is that it just looks insanely different. Also, I'm gonna do a video on tray flips and specifically like this little point right here, but I need to switch out the trucks because I was feeling like I actually was enjoying skating the board, but skating with new trucks as well as 54mm wheels, the weight was really weird because it felt like the board was really poppy and really light, but then when you went to flick it, it felt like you were pulling the wheels because everything else was like super light except for the wheels were just like massive. So definitely gonna keep experimenting with it, but switch to my own trucks. But I gotta say, like, I think I like it more than I thought I would. All right, see you guys in the next one.